Okay, let's talk about global variables and global constants. So till now you have seen local variables, and we do know that the scope of a local variable is limited to whichever function that created that local variable. So now when the global variable is opposite of a local variable. So this is created by assignment statement written outside of all the functions, and it can be accessed by any of the functions in the program. If a function needs to assign a value to the global variable must be redeclared within the function. So that is general format, global space variable name. So we will see examples here. So first you are creating a global variable, my value is equal to 10. Define show value, print my value, and then you are calling the show value function. So as my value is a global variable, this can always print value 10 as your output. Second case is number is equal to 0, and inside the main function you have global number. So you are redeclaring the number as redeclaring the variable again. So that is global space number. Number is equal to int input, enter a number, show number. So the show number is now printing the statement. The number you have entered is number. When you're calling the main function, as you have redeclared the number in terms of global, it is no longer 0. So this will be whatever the user has entered. So user has entered 55, the output will be the number you entered is 55. Instead of 0, it will now be 55 because that's what the user has entered, and that is how you have redeclared the globally declared variable inside a particular function. Okay. So you can already see the problems with this, right? Because let's say you are not expecting anyone to change this global variable and you want that to be a fixed number. In that case, you cannot do that because any function can just change the existing number or just use the existing variable name. So that is the main disadvantage. So that is, there are certain reasons of why to avoid global variables as well. So they make the debugging difficult. Many locations and many functions can have the same variable name and can declare globally, so it will cause errors. Functions that use global variables are usually dependent on those variables. So it will be hard to transfer to another program. So, and again, if you are working with a team, then it will become very much difficult as it will cause difficulties as well. So in order to avoid such difficulties or disadvantages, we are now introducing global constants. Global constants have the similar working of a global variable, except these are in all caps lock. So first, let's say you are defining number as your global constant, it should be written in all caps, like number is equal to whichever data that you want to fix. So this data is basically considered as a fixed value, and even though the program, the program for this, the program using this particular global constant will understand that this value is fixed and no one at any point this value should be changed. So this is basically you do not redeclare this global constants. So let's talk a little bit more about random numbers, generating random numbers as well. So in the beginning, I have given you a brief about void functions and value returning functions. So void functions are a group of statements within a program to perform a task. That is basically what a function is. But a value returning function is similar to a void function, except it will return something towards the end. So value returned to the part of the program that called the value function after this function is executed. So we'll see how that works as well. So these are some of the standard library functions and import statements. So standard library is, and from the previous chapters, we do know that library is nothing but pre-written functions that comes with the Python. So for example, print, input, range, all of these are library functions which are pre-written. So you do not have to define what those functions are. So whenever you are, let's say, using the print statement, you are calling the print function with an argument inside that print function. So print hi or print hello world. Hello world is your argument for your print function. You are not defining the print function anywhere in your program, but you are basically using the standard library which is the pre-written code for the print function. Okay. So when you are talking about standard libraries, so what if you want to create something that is not pre-installed or predefined? So not pre-installed or predefined, but so like let's say for the standard libraries, you're just going to call that function like print input range, and it will work. But what if you want to import a particular module and import a particular function from that module? So for example, turtle graphics. So you are importing the turtle module and you are using some functions from that turtle module. So when I say module is a file that stores functions of a standard library. So this will help organize the functions, and this is not built into the interpreter. That is the reason why you import that particular module. Okay, so that is the syntax: import followed by module name. So input library function, and that is how you'll see as an output. So this black box is the is basically something that we cannot see, like when you're using the interpreter, because it has been already predefined when this program or when this interpreter was developed. So all the standard library functions and modules, most of them, unless you are creating a module, we will also do that in the next coming chapters. But unless you are creating a particular module, all the standard library functions and modules are pre-defined and pre-created for you. All you are doing is, if it is already built in, then you are just calling that particular function. That is for the standard libraries. If it is not built in, you are importing that as a module, and then you are taking some of the functions from that module by using the dot notation. You already are using this. So turtle dot forward. Forward is a function from the turtle module, and you are using that, or you are calling that forward function by using the dot module. So the module name dot function name. So that is with the global values, global constants, and then standard libraries and modules. In the next video, we'll be talking about generating random numbers.